116 years, the NAACP says they will not be inviting the sitting president of the United States to its annual convention. The president of the NAACP made the announcement today ahead of the group's convention here at the Charlotte Convention Center next month. Mayor Vi Lyles, NAACP president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg branch, Corinne Mack, and others were in Charlotte as thousands are expected to attend. Leaders say this event is open to everyone in all political parties, but NAACP President Derek Johnson said the open invitation is not extended to President Donald Trump this year. The theme of the convention is the fierce of urgency of now, and leaders say there is an immediate need for action in the ongoing fight for rights. Johnson says President Trump's presence wouldn't further that theme.
Our job is to make democracy work and fight to protect democracy. And there's a conflict. There's a conflict with the things that he has done, that he's doing, and things that are being planned with our job.
So I'm just spending time with the family, minding my business, about to eat dinner, and so we turn on the local news. And I hear that my home city, Charlotte, North Carolina, will be hosting the NAACP National Convention in July. Now, the NAACP, of course, is part of that Black triumvirate that I talk about. The church plant pastors, the Black Greek letter organizations, the Prince Hall Freemasons, and then you have the Black civic organizations like the NAACP. Those are ones that keep Black people in a permanent state of victimhood. The NAACP no longer stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. It now stands for the National Association for the Agitation of Colored People. That is a new definition of the NAACP. And so naturally, it's no big deal to me when I hear that the NAACP is going to be in Charlotte because they have no influence, they have no power in America, let alone the Black community. But this little nugget caught my ear. The fact that they are not going to invite President Trump to the convention. For the first time in 116 years, the NAACP, the National Association for the Agitation of Colored People, will not invite a sitting president to its national convention. And that goes to show you right there that they are a part of that Black triumvirate that I talk about. Because they are not there to represent the best interest of the Black community. They are there to do the bidding of their white liberal overlords. The ones that contain the purse strings for organizations like the NAACP. That's why that organization has no resonance in the Black community at all. Because they never do anything that uplift. When was the last time you heard the NAACP creating a school or creating some type of economic benefit or economic reform that benefits Black people? I'll wait. Let me know in the comments. Anyone that's a member of this channel or a subscriber of this channel, if you are a part of the National Association for the Agitation of Colored People and you know that the NAACP has done something in your community to uplift Black people, please post it in the comments. I would like to see that because I haven't heard of the NAACP doing anything for Black people in over 70 years. And another thing, the NAACP, like I talk about, is part of that Black triumvirate that wants to keep you in a permanent state of victimhood. If you have a retirement portfolio and you want to download a free resource that talks about incorporating gold or silver into your retirement portfolio, go to thebiblicalconservative.com/gold or click on the link in the description.
In less than a month, thousands of people will fill uptown Charlotte for the NAACP National Convention. And for the first time in its history, its leaders are not inviting the U.S. president to attend. Channel 9 government reporter Joe Bruno is live outside the convention center in Uptown now. Joe?
116 years, the NAACP says they will not be inviting the sitting president of the United States to its annual convention. The president of the NAACP made the announcement today ahead of the group's convention here at the Charlotte Convention Center next month. Mayor Vi Lyles, NAACP president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg branch, Corinne Mack, and others were in Charlotte as thousands are expected to attend. Leaders say this event is open to everyone in all political parties. Johnson said the open invitation is not extended to President Donald Trump this year. The theme of the convention is the fierce of urgency of now, and leaders say there is an immediate need for action in the ongoing fight for rights. Johnson says President Trump's presence wouldn't further that theme.
Our job is to make democracy work and fight to protect democracy. And there's a conflict. There is a conflict with the things that he has done, that he's doing, and things that are being planned with our job.
Look at this video from 29 years ago. Back in 1996, President Bill Clinton addressed the NAACP convention when it was last in Charlotte. President Joe Biden did deliver a speech at last year's convention in Las Vegas. President Trump was invited to attend that one. He did not. He also did not attend the annual convention when he was president. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, a look at the economic impact this event is expected to bring to Queen City.
Donald Trump is the first president in 116 years to not be invited to the NAACP convention. The NAACP announced Monday the group will not invite President Donald Trump to his national convention next month in Charlotte, the first time the prominent civil rights organization has opted to exclude a sitting president in its 116-year history. NAACP President Derek Johnson announced the move at an afternoon press conference, accusing Trump of working against his mission. Really? This has nothing to do with political party, Johnson said in a statement. Our mission is to advance civil rights, and the current president has made clear that his mission is to eliminate civil rights. That's the dumbest argument. That's the dumbest thing I ever read. No president can eliminate your civil rights, man. Our rights come from God. Tell me what Donald Trump is eliminating people's civil rights. That's a lot. In recent months, the NAACP has filed multiple lawsuits against Trump. In April, for example, the group sued to stop the Department of Education from withholding federal money for schools that did not end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Oh, the programs that benefit, by and large, white people and LGBTQ. Arguing the department was prohibiting legal efforts to provide equal opportunity to black students. This is what has been the main issue with the NAACP and people like that ever since before desegregation. The idea that we as black people can only learn when we're in the same room with white people. That our schools, that our banks, that our attorneys, that our doctors are not as intelligent, not as good as the white doctors, as the white teachers, as the white schools. That's the mentality of people at the NAACP. And that was the mentality of the people that wanted to push this integration. That black people, black children can only learn when they're sitting next to a white student. You're telling people that your teachers are inferior. You're telling people that black people are inferior, that white people are superior. That is what you are communicating. There's a rich history of both Republicans and Democrats attending our convention, the group said in a statement. NAACP officials noted that the decision was weighty and that the organization had long invited presidents with whom it had policy disagreements. Notably, Republican President George W. Bush addressed the group's convention in July 2006 after months of criticism for his administration's handling of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which had a disproportionate impact on black residents in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast region. The group also noted that Republican President Ronald Reagan accepted his invitation during his first year in office. Civil rights leaders had criticized Reagan's use during the 1980 campaign of the term welfare queen to refer to people abusing federal aid. The term was viewed by many as coded racial language for black women. During his 1981 speech at the NAACP convention in Denver, Reagan decried white supremacist hate groups and vowed his administration would investigate and prosecute those who, by violence or intimidation, would attempt to deny Americans their constitutional rights. All that statement is trying to do is give them cover for not inviting Trump, when all they should have said is that, look, we're not going to invite Donald Trump because the religion of blackness will not allow us to invite Donald Trump. We'll be in violation of our religion of blackness to invite Donald Trump to this year's convention. That's all he had to say. Donald Trump is anathema to us who believe in the God of blackness, who worship at the altar of the God of blackness. That's all he had to say. Donald Trump and his push to eliminate DEI is putting too much responsibility in the hands of the black people that we're trying to keep in a permanent state of victimhood. That's all he had to say. That's what you are not saying in your statement. The National Association for the Agitation of Colored People. That is who the NAACP is, and that is what they have become. What has happened to the NAACP? Let me know what you all think in the comments. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.